our special talk. It's called Their Opportunity. It's called Opportunity Talks. And I have an incredible guest with me this evening. And this individual that you see right here, right now, of course, sent shockwaves through the NHL, through the whole hockey world, when he did something that's never been done before and no one ever expected to happen. He's also been recently nominated for the NHL Fan Choice Award for the best feel-good moment. They call him the E-Bug. They call him the Zamboni miracle worker. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the emergency goalie, David Ayres. Woo!
How you doing?
Good, man. Good. Thanks for being with us. How you doing?
I'm all right. You know, just doing what everyone else is doing, kind of staying inside and trying to keep somewhat active, eh?
Yeah, try to keep healthy, keep active. Absolutely, man. And so, you know, what I wanted to do is kind of take the viewers on a bit of a journey with the one and only David Ayres. I'm, you know, super jacked about this, and thank you so much for the support for Their Opportunity, and you know, being an ambassador, a goodwill ambassador. We really appreciate that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. When you came to me about this opportunity, for Their Opportunity, it was pretty cool. You know, it's something for me. I think it's a big thing for kids to be able to play sports all over the place. So I'm all over it.
Awesome. Okay, so tell all the viewers, some of them may have no idea who you are or what happened. Let's talk about two big milestones you managed to rack up in one night with your first emergency appearance in the NHL. Tell us, do you remember what those two records are? Of course, the one sticks out. What's the other one? You might not want to admit it. You might not want to admit it.
Being the oldest goalie for a debut, yeah, definitely a tough one. Might be hard to beat actually now too. So
yeah, big time.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and what was the other one? Of course,
yeah, the other one's first emergency backup goalie to record a win. I know Scott Foster was in there, and Scott and I have actually talked. He's a great guy. So, you know, I was lucky enough to get the win.
It's pretty special. And, you know, so how long, tell the viewers how long you've been an E-Bug. They call you E-Bugs, right? Or, you know, the ER goalie. How long have you guys been, how long have you been doing that?
Yeah, 3 years now. The NHL just came out with a mandate that every building needs an E-Bug to be there at all the games. So I've been with the Leafs for the last 3 years as their E-Bug.
Wow, it's pretty cool. And so I guess my follow-up question is, how many times have you actually had to get dressed?
4 in total. The last one was obviously the one that I went in, but that was the third one this year, and there was another one last year for Chicago. It was last year. The Detroit, Toronto, and Carolina this year.
I love the question that just came on the screen there. How do you get selected to be an E-Bug?
Oh, like, you know, practicing with the Marlies for all those years. I guess through the system, Leafs management knew who I was, and once the opportunity came up to they really needed an E-Bug, they called me because I was their practice goalie for the Marlies. So they knew that I would be somewhat ready to go if I had to go in.
So was there any ever moments when you dressed before where you're like, man, I could actually be going in tonight, or was this kind of the one and only time?
Well, yeah, that was the third one, like I said, this year. The other ones, you know, you kind of just get half dressed and you kind of hope for the call. But yeah, I didn't think that was going to happen. And then obviously, you know, I think those were about 10, 15 minutes apart where those two goalies got hurt. So you don't have time to think about it. You know, you just you're watching the game, and next thing you know, you're going in.
So Reimer goes down. Then what happens next? Do they? Where were you? What, you know, were you and Sarah out for dinner, or were you in the building, or what were you guys doing?
No, we were in the building. I was just you know your schedule. So I was in the building. We just kind of have the gear with you, and one of Leafs management, Reed. I think I just saw him actually. He's the guy who gave me the call. He's the guy who sent me a text saying, "Dave, let's go, get down here and get dressed." So that's how that works.
That's awesome. I love it, man. You know, you could just be in the building having a drink and a hot dog, you know. And then
yeah, I had a Reuben sandwich. I'm not gonna lie. They have some great Reuben sandwiches at the building for sure.
That's a beauty. That's a perfect sandwich to have. Pre-game meal right there. That's
delicious.
That's for all you folks out there are going to ask the pre-game meal question. A Reuben was in his mouth when he got the text.
Probably 20 minutes before that. That's for sure.
Oh man. So what does an emergency goalie do actually every game night? So they're there, they're in the building. Kind of take us through all that. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, so you just kind of, like I said, you know your schedule, you know when you're supposed to be there. You show up, you're in dress clothes, you bring your gear with you, and then you find a spot. Like they give you a seat, and actually I have a kind of a standing spot that I like to stand in, kind of out of the way of everybody, and let them cheer on the teams, and I just kind of sit back and watch. So that's what I do, just wait, and if you get the call, you go down.
Oh, man. I see someone say there, did Carolina sign a game contract in between periods, or what happened?
Yeah, you have to sign a contract before you go in. So obviously, it has to go to the league and stuff like that. So you sign a contract for the game and get out there.
So good. So this is one of my favorite questions, I think, for tonight, because it's going to unveil a few things for us. And one of the guys that works with me is like, you need to ask him about who was the one guy that said something to him in the dressing room from Carolina, or just helped you kind of calm down. Who was it that did that? Someone come alongside you, pat you in the butt, say, buddy, we're good to go, man. Just get in there. Like, who was that? What did they say?
Yeah, obviously, after that second period, I wasn't the most comfortable in the net, especially when they scored 2 goals right off the hop. So I went down and sat in the dressing room in the second period. James Reimer came over, great guy, sat down beside me, just told me, like, you know what you're doing. You know how to make saves. Just try and block out everything else and just have fun and just do what you can. So he's awesome. He was kind of helped me out for sure. And then all the other players were the same way. They just told me, have fun. We'll do what we can in front of you, and you do what you can. So they were great.
Amazing. Yeah, I've heard lots of amazing things about Rhymes and Ayres, and it's quite a fraternity there now that you're a part of. So that's it's pretty special. Do you still stay in touch with the boys?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of guys here and there. Usually just over here, Instagram comments back and forth and whatnot. But yeah, if I get a chance to go back and see them, or if they're all up in the Toronto area, we bump into each other, we'll definitely be talking.
So, give us another little peek behind the door with Rod the Bod, the coach. What did he say? What did he say to the boys while you're in there during intermission? Like, I love the part at the end, and it all goes crazy. I love you getting showered and, all that kind of stuff. But what did Rod say between periods and what was going on?
Yeah, he's short and sweet, to be honest. Maybe a 30-second little speech to the boys, and he just said, let's go out there and have fun. This isn't something that happens very often, so it's new to everybody. Let's just go out there, have fun, win it for ourselves, win it for Dave. So he was great, just a quick little speech, and the guys really jumped on it.
Man, yeah, they really rallied behind you, and that's a pretty special thing when there's people playing for you too. You're doing everything you can to give it your all.
Yeah, I know. I always get in trouble for beating the Leafs, and it definitely wasn't me who beat the Leafs. Carolina played a fantastic game, so yeah, it wasn't me at all. I just kind of made a couple stops, and then they took it from there. Yeah,
dirty JT right along the ice. Come on.
Yeah, one of the best players in the world, so I'm not worried about him scoring on me.
Somewhere.
yeah, he's one of the best. So what do you do if he scores on you? Tip your hat.
Yeah, I saw a couple of questions coming up there too. I'm going to try to answer some of them, ladies and gentlemen, or get him to answer them, or I'll ask them. One of them was favorite goalie growing up. Who did you look up to? Who did you emulate?
Yeah, Andy Moog was my favorite goalie growing up.
Moog.
Yeah, he was one of my favorites. That's actually why I picked number 35 as the number whenever I can get it. Because after him, when I was growing up, I was a smaller goalie. Still am a smaller goalie in comparison to a lot of the guys. But yeah, Andy Moog was the guy that I looked up to.
Yeah, that's crazy. I see somebody said, did anybody from the Leafs say anything to you while you were out there on the ice, or during intermissions, or skating by them? Did they say anything to you?
Just a couple of stick taps and a little glove tap with Freddie. Basically just a good job sort of thing. We obviously not going to have a conversation, but yeah, just a little good job and taps. So that was awesome.
Yeah. I also saw another question that just came up. Who's you're in there during practice time. Sometimes they'll call on you. The Leafs will get you to come and sit in for some shooting sessions and whatnot. So whose shots did you fear to stand in front of from the Leafs right now?
Oh, well, they can all shoot. And I don't think it's necessarily the speed of a lot of the shots. It's the accuracy. You give them anything and it's in the net, right? So these guys are obviously top players in the world. So, Matthews has a crazy shot. Nylander, same thing. His release is great. Spezza, that guy can fire the puck. they can all shoot the puck hard, and they like I said, you give them anything, it's going in the net.
Amazing. Yeah, those guys are in the show for a reason. My brother says there, and that's
Absolutely.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Mm-hmm. Some great guys too that you surrounded yourself with, and I think there's been so many things that you've gone through over the last couple of months. It must have been just a whirlwind. You and I have talked now a lot and just about that whole piece of it, that no one's prepared for that. No one's prepared to go like overnight to do that. But is there some really cool moments maybe that you've had on this kind of media tour that you can take us through? Maybe a show you were on or something like that. Tell us about some of those highlights.
Yeah, obviously the New York tour was pretty cool. You going on the Today Show, and I to be honest, I didn't realize how big the Today Show was in the States. It's a big show. So you went on those. I went on some Fox shows. I went to the NHL headquarters, which was awesome. Met Gary Bettman, great guy. Then I went on the Stephen Colbert show later on that night, which was a lot of fun. That was just a kind of cool little skit that he had drawn up, and we went with it. And
that was fun.
Play the piano with my blocker and catcher on. So that was a lot of fun too. Yeah, he was a great guy.
So good. So how's Sarah as well dealing with all this now, and you all over the place, and you've got family, how's this all kind of coming together for you and for her, and how are you dealing with it all? And by the way, hi Sarah.
Yeah, we're all right. Obviously it's tough being at home all the time. Obviously everyone knows that going through the same kind of situations where it's not easy, kind of trying to find things to do around the house or whatever. But it's everything's slowed down a little bit, but more social media stuff than anything else now. So hoping everything gets going again here soon and get out and see some people.
Yeah, that'll be great. We'll hang out as neighbors and have a drink together. Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm really interested as well. I think I saw a question come up there about, did you keep jerseys? Did you keep the puck? With 2 seconds left, puck goes into your trapper. That was perfect. You could just kind of grab it. Did you get to keep the puck? Did you get to keep the stick, the jersey? What did you keep?
Yeah, the stick went to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Pretty much when I got off the ice, they took that one from me and put it to the Hall of Fame. But yeah, I have my jersey. It's going to get framed, and Carolina actually still has the puck. They're working on that. I was supposed to go down there in March actually for the Leafs-Carolina game, which was going to be awesome, but everything got canceled, so that didn't work out. But they still have the puck. They're going to put it in a frame for me, and hopefully I'll get that one back soon.
And you rang the siren too? Yeah. That must have been fun.
Yeah, they tell you to start off like 2 slow turns and then just give her. And I thought maybe I should have done 10 slower turns and then gave her, because my arm started getting tired towards the end. I didn't realize I was going to have to do it for 30 seconds.
You're in good shape, man. You're jacked still. You're ready to go. You're ready to go. Yeah. Are you a Wildcat coach? Do you coach as well in the OMHA?
Yeah, assistant coach for the Bantams. They were minor Bantam AA. So obviously that season got cut off short a little bit too. But great kids. Whitby Minor Hockey is where I grew up. I played there, so it's cool to coach there and kind of give back. So that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, let's talk about giving back for a few minutes, and we'll kind of start to wrap it up. See if I might be able to take a couple more questions. But you and I have talked now a number of times about opportunity. Now, that's what this show is called, Opportunity Talks. And when opportunity knocks on your door, are you ready? And it's happened 2 times for you in a big way. One with obviously the kidney transplant. Mm-hmm. We can talk a little bit about that. And obviously with this opportunity that has come your way over the last couple of months. Mm-hmm. What would you say to viewers about when an opportunity comes? What do you hope to gain from the opportunity? What do you hope to leave behind now that you have a new platform because of the opportunity? What kind of goes through your mind right now of what you want to do with these opportunities? Yeah,
well, for me, it's important. Growing up, everybody wants to play. For me, I wanted to be an NHL player, and not too many people get the chance to do it. And I was fortunate enough that the Leafs organization selected me to be an emergency goalie, and then I got into a game. And I can't thank the Leafs organization enough for what they've done for me. So they're awesome. But taking the platform that I have now and creating awareness for a lot of people that realize, you go through a lot of things in life. It's not exactly the easiest time sometimes. And you have to turn it around into a positive. Always have a goal. I always have a goal of where I want to be, and I always try and exceed that. So But it's hard work. It's not something that doesn't just come to you. You got to work really hard for it. Just anything in life. If you don't put the work in, it's not going to turn out to be fantastic. So for me, putting all the work in and just letting people realize that if you get knocked down, get yourself right back up and keep on going. Amazing.
That's great advice for everybody that's watching out there. So maybe a last couple of things. Maybe you can reminisce a little bit about growing up playing minor hockey and basically what the impact has been on your life because you had opportunity to participate in sport. Relive some of those moments with us.
Yeah, hockey's not a cheap sport. Hockey is expensive and it has been since, I was growing up. My dad and my brother were both goalies. So I was the guy who kind of, didn't come from a rich family. So I got the hand-me-downs. I got the old leather pads that weighed 10 pounds each, and you kind of go and you do what you can with them. But that's the thing, just being able to get the opportunity and being grateful for the opportunity, I think is a big thing. Some people I think might take it for granted, and that's definitely not a good thing to do because people out there and your parents and whoever else is helping you out is really putting in the work to get you out there and get you playing any sport that you can be, driving you there and back and forth and just kind of being there for you and cheering you on. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money and a lot of effort from people. So be grateful for everything you can do. And I was lucky to have two great parents that took myself and my brother to all of our hockey and all of our other sports. So, just kind of, I'm always going to be thankful to my parents for getting me where I was.
Right on to that. My dad's watching. My dad and mom are watching there as well. Thank you for that, Mom and Dad, from all four of us boys. Thanks for giving us opportunity, even when you didn't have much to give. Okay, my last question, I guess, is this. What's next for David Ayres? Tell us a little bit about what's coming up in your future, or maybe there's things you can share and some that you can't. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up for you.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm hoping that some sort of hockey gets going. I'm sure like the rest of us, we all want to get playing and get on the ice just in general, whether it's, just with friends or, back playing games and stuff like that. So that's my hope. But right now, working on a lot of stuff, just did a lot of stuff for the Kidney Foundation, raised a bunch of money there for the last 3 weeks, which is great. I've got a movie coming up. I just had a bunch of people from Hollywood after me and had an agency. We worked the thing out. So now James Corden and his Fullwell 73 group are going to be the producers of the movie. So they're looking towards like a Rudy or a Blindside kind of movie. Should be a couple of years. So that's going to be a lot for me, working with the writers and kind of telling them my life story, right? So that'll be pretty cool. Yeah, they came to me, and how could you say no at that point? So we're working on a bunch of stuff.
Right on. I can't wait to walk through the journey with you, and we want you to keep making the most of your opportunities. And thank you for being a part of their opportunity, man. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Anytime. Well, everybody, again, we will post this. We will repost it, share it on our socials. Don't forget to follow us at TheirOp. And make sure you're playing safe and staying safe out there and turn every obstacle into an opportunity. Have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Thanks, Dave. Yeah.